The world of startups is gone and is over because institutions, basically, you don't even know how far they've developed their AI models. You see it with DeepSeek AI. It's just kind of like throwing that. They don't even want to show how far they've actually developed their models in China. The problem is, if you want to like go against those institutions, they basically have power that you don't even know of, and you're trying to build a startup on some bullshit like, oh, I'm gonna build a tool for students. Da, da, da. They could literally, I think most big tech companies nowadays, they could build that tool in a day, and they don't even need to buy it from you because they could simply deconstruct and construct it in a matter of seconds. The hardware that is needed, like apps and everything. It could, like, what is possible to build, what you can build is little things, like not tech oriented, but user apps, user interface, because those big companies, they don't even care. Like, what we can build is for person to person. So I can build something for others to feel like, they feel more comfortable and everything, and I am the guy that made that, and they have trust in me and everything. That's why they use it, you know. But all of that, I'm gonna build the next math tool for whatever. Just stop it. It doesn't matter. Um, we already have it. AI basically has more capabilities that we know of. So don't invest your energy into that stuff. I'm not telling you to stop going against those big. Maybe you have a brain power of some level of Elon Musk, and you can literally compete with big brains. A lot of big brains in a company, and that is great. So I don't want to like demotivate you from that, but what I'm telling you is what I'm basically my thought on all of this is we kind of like those big companies make us feel like we do not really have a dream. Like we cannot really, it's those times where you're sitting in your room and you're developing a new iPhone or whatever. That's over. That's gone. You cannot just come up like alone or whatever with like a few people with the new tech or whatever. It's kind of like the new startup that creates this and that. You need funding, and they have it and you don't have it. So what we can do is create art, create expression, um, make business in the way like business in 2020 to 25. And what I see is just kind of like forming purpose. Like those years are gonna be very hard for us humans to still like kind of understand, because AI is coming on everything, and it feels like, yo, what are we here for? Like everything is gonna be replaced and all of that. And I mean, this world, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, this world turned into a world that was not made for us. That was made for companies to make money out of us. And phones and everything, they may have those advantages, but it's not natural, and we haven't been developing, or kind of like biology. What how do you say it? Biologically, I don't know how. You know that word, right? Genetically, we haven't come to a point to to be made for that, for that environment, right? Like all of those years of evolution were not for like this watching at screens and we are still kind of like adapted, like made for the nature and everything. So it kind of like switched, and now we are just stuck in this world that is not really doesn't feel familiar at all. And that's why purpose, channels, not really channels, not not going for views, not going for this and that. I think if all of those videos with like kind of like trying to get views and everything were filled with purpose more, and like kind of like what they actually think and actually want to do, would be much more pleasant to look at, and kind of feel a way that we have like a common goal. Yeah, but like those times are over where you're like ambitious in your room and trying to make that new thing. They now have this immense advantage over us with funding, and the funding in AI is just a huge. You cannot just create those, and like those. I mean those the tech and the computers that they use nowadays. You cannot even access that, and it's difficult to come on that level without that. So that's why It's all about purpose. 2025 is all about purpose. Why is my computer going? What the fuck? It's still recording. Yeah, before it crashes, I will end this video. I think I call this video 2025 is all about purpose. Startups are death or not? Like why? I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And I also try to make things that I keep on, like not just like, because I kind of like am a person that just is different every day. So I try to make something that I can create every day. Kind of like, you know, that's about me, Remo Kazi. So also Remo Kazi is the business personality of me. I have different kind of like fields where I use my other personalities. So Remo Kazi is the name I chose for my personality that just does kind of business stuff and builds. So thank you very much for listening. This is the 5th February 2025. Whatever, you know, it doesn't even it's just, this is the day of the moon is like this and the world is like that, and you would have to have a like a really understanding of the date. You would have to just show a picture of how Earth and Sun and everything is kind of standing there. I think the coordinates would be a better date, like what are the coordinations of the solar system, because the date doesn't really have a like other than the year kind of like cycles, doesn't really have a like a connection to that. But yes, yeah. Also, I don't like that. It's like construction of, I don't know, doesn't really make sense. Also, swear words, fuck and this and that don't even have. They're just negative because we've seen them and created them in a negative way. They could mean anything. Shout out.